18 years ago, I began creating belly bodies, and it has become a passion of mine. My name is Polly. I'm a wife, a mother of 3, and a labor and delivery nurse. With my belly bodies, I have found a way to capture this beautiful moment in time, and I am so excited to share this with you. How many of you have cast your belly bump at a baby shower with a group of friends, just excited to capture this moment of pregnancy where you're growing this human life inside your belly? And then after the baby shower, you just put the cast in the closet. You're not quite sure what to do with it. Well, I've got the solution for you. I spent a lot of time creating this book. It is a step-by-step how to turn your body cast into a piece of art. I'm going to explain each step in this YouTube video. If you would like to, in addition, purchase the book, I will leave a link in the description box below on how to purchase your own book. For step 1, you will need 2 to 4 packages of plaster wrap, baby oil or Vaseline, scissors, a hair dryer, a deep bucket or deep bowl, skirt hanger with clips, and a couple of towels. This is a non-toxic plaster wrap that can be purchased at your local art store. You will need 4 for a belly body or an adult bum, and 2 for a baby bum or breast. You don't want to be halfway through your cast and run out of product. It is best to buy more than you think you will need. Have several lengths of plaster wrap cut before casting begins. This helps to speed the casting process. Have your subject apply a liberal amount of baby oil or Vaseline to the body part being cast. This helps to prevent the fine hairs on the body from being yanked out when the cast is ready to be peeled off. Fill a bucket or bowl with warm water. Place the bucket and pre-cut plaster on the shower floor or near your work area. Once the Vaseline or oil has been applied and she is in a comfortable position, you can begin. Quickly dip 1 pre-cut plaster strip in the bucket of warm water. Make sure to only dip 1 at a time. The plaster dries faster if less water is used. When applying the strips, start from the top and move your way down. It is important to smooth the plaster with your fingers because any lump in the cast will be seen in your final product. Apply 3 or more layers of plastic wrap, especially on the edges. The more plaster wrap, the sturdier your piece will be. Once you feel the coverage is good, allow the belly body to dry. You could use a hair dryer on the cool setting to help speed up the process. She will start to feel the cast pull away from her body. Have her suck in her tummy and wiggle her way out of the cast. Then allow her to shower. Place the cast front side down on a towel and allow to dry for a good 24 hours before the next step. You can also hang it in a closet with a skirt hanger. Lay your cast on a flat surface to ensure that it will be flush to the wall once hanging. Cut off any edges that may be preventing your piece from hanging correctly. You will need scissors, ice pick or screwdriver, 4 washers, 2 D-ring hangers, 1 package 30 to 50 pound picture wire, 2 nuts, 2 screws with a flat top, and 1 package of ferrule and stop set, which is optional. Make sure your washers are 1/8 by 3/4 inch. Place your hardware at least 4 inches from the top of the cast on the flattest surface. This will allow the washer to lay flush. Pierce a hole with a screwdriver or ice pick. Place 1 washer on the front side of the cast and insert a screw. Flip the cast over and place the second washer, then the ring hook, and then secure it with a nut. And there you have it. Your piece is ready to plaster. For step 3, you will need a clean area. I like to use a child's pool with plastic lining. It makes it easy for cleanup. You will also need 1 small bag of plaster of Paris, gloves, water, a stir stick, and a cup or bucket to mix the plaster in. Mix the plaster with water. Make sure the plaster is watery, like the consistency of heavy cream. A thin coat of plaster is needed to make the piece sturdy and to conceal the hardware. Plaster the front side first, then turn the cast and plaster the back side. Allow the piece to dry front side down for several hours before moving on to the next step. Do not allow your plaster to dry out during this stage. You may need to add more water to keep the consistency thin or spritz it with water. If there are some small lumps on the cast, use a coarse sandpaper like 60 grit to remove them. This adult bum is ready for the fourth step. If you already have a design in mind for your cast, then draw that onto your piece with a pencil. If not, you can Google modern art, contemporary art, or even modern mosaic images. These may give you the inspiration you need to get started. Be creative. Once finished, you can start tiling your piece. If you decide that you don't want to tile, you can paint or even decoupage your cast instead. In that case, you can skip to step 7. In step 5, you will need a tube of silicone glue, tile cutters, a wooden tool to wipe excess glue from your piece, and tile or stained glass. Cut only the color you need for the particular section you are going to work on. Once the area is glued into place, put the unused glass pieces in a drawer organizer for future use. Apply a small bead of glue directly to your glass piece, or spread a thin layer to a small area on your piece. Choose pieces carefully. Place them together like a puzzle. Use a wooden stick to remove excess glue. Here are some examples of some pieces I have designed and implemented. It is really important to not get frustrated with this project. It is a very time-consuming process, and attention to detail is extremely important. You will get tired, you will get bored, you will need breaks, your hands will be bleeding. This is all normal and expected. Just take the breaks when you need them, rest when you need them, because the gift at the end is priceless. Aren't these baby bums adorable? They are actually a cast of my 7-year-old daughter Charlotte and my 8-year-old son Charlie. They were casted when they were 2 and 3 years old. For step 6, you will need a clean area. Again, I like to use a child's pool with plastic lining. You'll also need a box of vinyl gloves, a box with rags, a bucket of water, a stir stick, a paintbrush, and sanded grout. Any color. I prefer to use the natural gray. You'll also need a heavy-duty scrub brush, a squirt bottle with water inside, and a cup or bucket to mix grout in. Scoop grout into a cup, add water, mix, and allow it to sit for 10 minutes. With 1 cup, I was able to grout this entire cast. After about 10 minutes, don your gloves and give your grout another mix. Wipe the grout on the cast with your hand. Apply pressure to ensure the grout gets into every crevice. Once you feel the piece is well covered, wipe away excess grout using damp rags and a damp paintbrush. Once your piece is wiped clean, flip it over and grout the edges. The edges are easier to grout when the grout is thicker. Lightly spritz the piece with your spray bottle and wipe the edges smooth with your hands. Allow the piece to sit for about 20 minutes. Continue to clean your piece using damp rags, a damp paintbrush, and even a coarse scrub brush. The scrub brush will help to remove any glue that may still be on the glass or tile. It is important to keep spritzing the piece about every hour over the next 8 hours in order to cure the grout. For step 7, you will need 1/4 to 1 yard of fabric, Mod Podge matte or gloss finish, a paintbrush, scissors, wire cutters, an optional ferrule and stop set, and picture wire. Instead of purchasing fabric, you can use an outfit your child has grown out of or an outfit that you used during your pregnancy. Cut the fabric into small squares and paint a small area of the piece with Mod Podge. Place a square of fabric over the area and seal with another layer of Mod Podge. Apply the edges first and then fill in the center. Allow it to dry for about an hour. You can use the ferrule and stop set for a cleaner look or simply wind the wire around itself. Adorn your wall with a picture hook. Use a 10-pound hook for a baby bum, a 50 to 100-pound hook for a belly body or adult bum. Wait 3 days for grout to cure before hanging your piece. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns during your project, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll be happy to address them. I sincerely wish you all the best. Let your creative juices flow and design your own timeless, heartfelt piece of art. And do remember to send me a picture of your completed piece.